Alright guys, we're actually going to be hosting over to the other channel because everything's already set up right now. And we don't want to delay anything any further. So we're going to go ahead and host over to Tony's Talk Show, guys. I'm going to need a lot of yahoos in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to do shout outs before I go. I want you guys to give Tony a lot of love. Give Raydoss a lot of love. Please, guys. Carlton, thank you for being here. Courtney, thank you for being here. H. Potter, thank you for being here. Old Timer. See here. Rad Daddy, Active Energy, Amit, Boros. College Boy, brand new. Dragon Knight, Eli, Domino Matt, didn't do nothing. Eurode, Eli, I think I already said it, Eli. Ice Cream, Yo James, Jamer, Camus, Khaleesi. Thank you all for being here. Oh dear Jesus. All right. Everyone, please, please, please. Please show Tony and Raydoss lots of love. We're going to be hosting over right now. Let's get some yahoos in that chat. Come on. For...
Three, two, one, start. Yahoo! Hell yeah! I'm here. My name's Tony Ray Winchester, and I'm here tonight with my buddy Raydoss. Ray, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Tony. Thank you so much for having me on here.
You got to be kidding me, man. Hey, I've been wanting to do this with you for months and months and months. That's the truth. You know, I'm really excited that you're going to be the very first person on Tony's Talk Show this year, you know. Last year we did 24 shows. We're planning on doing 36. And I get to start off with the very best guy. Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Here I thought I was going to have to compete with Eric.
You know, Ray, I've watched your show lots and lots of times now. I love to lay on the couch and just, sit around and watch your archives. You know, it's really, really cool. What's your favorite game to play?
Well, up until recently, it used to be World of Warcraft, but as of right now, it's more ESO. Elder Scrolls Online is pretty much my bread and butter at the moment.
Cool. You know, when you played World of Warcraft, were you a Horde or Alliance?
I had both, but primarily I was on the Horde for the most part.
For the Horde! For the Horde!
For the Horde!
Hell yeah! You know, to be honest with you, Mike, I had 3 nephews and a niece, and they were already playing WoW when I started, and they were all Horde, so I had to automatically be Horde, okay? But if I'd have got my choice, I'd have wanted to be alliance because they're the good guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I first started playing the game, it was all alliance for me. All my characters were humans.
Yeah.
They were all warriors, so they were the knights out there. So that was how I just rolled.
I got stuck with being a cow from, a Tauren, you know what I mean? Oh, God, why? And a damn ring in my nose, no less, okay? So, anyway.
I did Blood Elf.
Cool. How long you been streaming? How long have you been working on Twitch and working on your show?
I started right before it got busy for me at work, so it probably been around October of last year.
Cool. So is it your favorite thing to do?
I'm definitely enjoying it more than going to work every day.
Cool. So, now, I'm just curious. When you first started, okay, and you found out about Twitch, because myself personally, I never heard of Twitch before in my life. My nephew came in and said, "Hey, Uncle, I want to tell you about Twitch, because I think you'd do real well on Twitch." I said, "What the hell's Twitch?" And he said, "Here, let me show you," okay? So when you first found out about Twitch, were there some streamers or some people online or whatever that kind of inspired you or gave you the idea that you might want to do this in the future? Give you a chance to shout out, some people that kind of got you going, I guess.
Well, for me, I've always had a passion for MMOs. I love massive multiplayer games. The whole purpose is getting together with a bunch of your friends and going out and having a good time. So I watched quite a few people when I was playing WoW. Swifty was one of the biggest guys that I was watching him a lot. He's probably one of the best streamers because he's not just one of those streamers that is toxic about it. Mm-hmm. They're not jabbing at the new player. And I don't know why a lot of people like that, but they do, and it's what people really draws them into that, I guess. Yeah. But he's more one of those guys that'll actually just sit there and have a chat with you. If you need help, he'll find somebody to get you help, or he'll tell you to come out and get in a group with him. Yeah. So I really did enjoy it, and then to the fact that he would have people to his house. You'd sub to his channel, he would do drawings and have you come to his gaming house, and you'd hang out with you, and he'd get you started if you wanted. He'd bring you in, help you get your stream going, mm-hmm. show you how to do PvP. So I just really enjoyed that, and that's what really reached out to me. And I've always had the gift of gab, is what people say. I could sell dirt to a ditch digger is what they'd always tell me. Yeah. So people were just like, take it out of the park, try it. Everybody seems to have something they like when you start talking to them. So it's just something warming about your personality to them. So I figured, why not? I'll give it a try.
That's pretty cool, man. I like that. Yeah. So his name was Swifty, huh?
Yeah, he's actually he's a really big streamer for WoW. I don't know if he still does a lot anymore. I'd imagine he probably still.
Huh. Well, excuse me. Sorry. Damn cigarettes are gonna kill me. So, what hours do you stream? Let's say, there's somebody out there and they're watching our video tonight and they say, I want to go watch Raydoss. When is the best time for them to find you, Ray?
I'm going to be streaming Wednesday through Sunday from 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time till usually about time I get too old and want to fall asleep.
Yeah, cool. So, Wednesday through Sunday, huh?
Yep. I take off Monday and Tuesdays just simply because I work an actual 9-to-5 job too. So those are the busy days.
And what time do you usually start?
7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
All right, cool. Now, and you're going to be playing Elder Scrolls for the next month or two, or?
Yes, definitely for the next couple of months. Well, I'd say full-on month. Today, actually, they released a brand new class today. They released the Necromancer. So that is a big thing for a lot of people. And I've always played Necromancers in a lot of other games. So that's a really big class. It's super popular right now. And then at the start of next month, they have their new expansion dropping.
Wow, you can't beat that.
So yeah, it's going to be a busy time frame for ESO, Elder Scrolls.
Hell yeah. I'm just curious. Are you married?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Are you looking? Probably
not at the moment.
Probably a bunch of girls out there going to check you out after they see this video and it's going, hey, man, he's single and hell yeah.
Well, are you turning the camera on? Because if so, that might be a different scenario.
No, that camera's on, buddy. Hell yeah. So, you know, Ray, you're one of my personal friends, and I really just honestly and truly, you know, you always put a big smile on my face. You're always a gentleman. You're always a real cool guy, and easy to get along with. And I got nothing but respect for you as a human being, as a streamer, but most of all as a friend. So, you know, I'm really happy to be able to do this show with you, and I'm really happy that you know, that anybody that I know or anybody that ever sees this, I had a little bit of a hand in, you know, introducing you to some new people. You know. Now, one thing I was going to tell you, I think that when a person is a streamer, okay, you know, it's like they say, you can lead a cow to the water, but you can't make it drink. You know. So, you know, like we all get opportunities. But the bottom line is, it's up to us to perform when the time comes if we want to bring people back to our channel. Now, if there were some new streamers out there that were thinking about, you know, what can I do to you know, to be better or to do better or to get better audience, okay? Do you have some tips for them?
So my biggest pet peeve whenever I go to another streamer is the engagement factor. Some of these guys, they just let their chat roll. They won't say thanks for the follows, subscriptions, any of that. Their chat's going off. They're basically talking to themselves in the chat. And my whole purpose of getting into streaming was simply to be engaging with the chat, to get these people to actually know who I am and want to come play with me. You know, I kind of took it out of a page out of your book. You know, what I like to do is I get a big group of guys together and we go out and fight bosses together.
Yeah.
It's almost what you do, except, you know, I'm doing it in a different game, obviously, but that's what is enjoyable to me. I've met a lot of great people. I have a great community. My little Discord's grown up a lot. I think I've got 40 to 50 people in there right now, and they're all active. They all come and they log on and play the game with me. You know, not all of them are sitting on there viewing the game and viewing the Twitch. That's fine with me. These guys still come on there and play every night with me. I jump on and say hello to everybody. I send messages while I'm at work. You know, that's what it is for me, the engagement factor, reaching out to those guys, making them know that, you know, they're not just a viewer, a follower number, you know. They're actually somebody you're going to know their name and say, hey, when they come back into the channel, which is one of the reasons why I was drawn to your channel so much. You know, every one of these people that jump in and say hello to you, you know what's going on in their life. Yeah.
Well, you know, because I don't think of them as fans, you know what I mean? I think of them as friends. And, you know, I mean that sincerely from my heart, you know. So,
and I agree 100%, and that's me. You know, I'm planning meet and greets with a few of my fans that I've known for a while. They really want to come and meet and hang out, so I'm already planning stuff with them, and that's just my little channel. And I've got people wanting to come, you know, drive from their state all the way to my state just to hang out and say hello to me and meet me and shake my hand in real life.
Now, I know where you're from, but you want to tell everybody here where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from the podunk state of Kentucky. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, middle of BFE. Really.
Now, are you a Wildcat fan?
I am definitely a Wildcat fan. When it comes to college basketball, that's my team. I don't do anything with the NBA, really. Mm-hmm. I kind of skip over that. And I don't do anything with college football, but I do like actual NFL. And that's what happened the last time we talked. We started talking about football team.
Yeah. Now, I'm just curious, when it comes to Kentucky, who is your favorite coach that they ever had at Kentucky?
Ooh, that was that one gets you in some trouble. If you don't say anything about Rupp Arena down there is named after him too.
Right.
Obviously, if you don't say anything about him and his, you know, years of service to Kentucky and what made the Wildcats what they are, you know, he pretty much put us on the map. Obviously, more up to date. You got a lot of coaches we've gone through. You know, when I was growing up, the barbershop that my dad used to go to, because we had a small town, we used to go to the same barbershop. So we had one little barbershop in the town. It was always, you know, Kentucky basketball was always on there. Yeah. So Pitino was on there a lot during that time. Yeah. So I grew up watching Rick Pitino, and obviously he's moved on to other schools and then been let go from that school now too. So
now, did you hate it when he was at Louisville?
Not so much, because the competitive nature of our two little, because Lexington's where I'm from in Kentucky, and then Louisville's just right across from us. Literally, we're straight across from each other. So the rivalry that we have in just about everything. It was really something because we lost our coach to them, and then we still beat them after we got a new.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite all-time basketball coaches was Denny Crum. Now, you know, he was the coach at Louisville for a long time. And I just thought he was a nice guy, you know, and I thought he did a great job with their program. And you know, do you remember him or?
That may be before my time.
Yeah. Well, he was just a nice guy, you know what I mean, and a good coach. And Louisville did really well with him, you know. You know, they seemed like they'd be ranked in the top 10 every single year. I mean, you know, Kentucky's always in the top 3, okay? So now, out of all the basketball players that played at Kentucky, who would you say your favorite was?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. There's a lot of we've got a great school, and a lot of our players, they play 1 year here and then they move on to the pro.
Yep.
Wow, I don't even know if I have one. There's so many that we I don't know if I can limit it to just one. We've gone through some great.
No doubt about it. There's been some great ones. Well, moving on past sports, what's your favorite thing to do there in Kentucky? Do you like to go do this or go do that, or is there a great place to go? Or
Well, we have in Lexington, where I'm at, we have downtown, which is pretty much the Strip. If we sport our view of Las Vegas Strip it's where all the big cities are, all the bars are, and everything like that. And it's the karaoke, the food. That's where Rupp Arena's at, so they do all the big stuff there. So that's always fun. I personally, I used to be really big in hunting, but now I'm more into just the shooting and aspect of it. I really like to go shooting and everything like that. So I've got a gun range I go to, and I do that on occasions too.
Right on, cool. Are you good?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the greatest, but I can hit a paper target.
Yeah. You know, my oldest brother, he went in the military, and when he got out of the military, he became the range master for the Fresno Police Department. And so he was actually training new police officers on how to shoot guns, okay? Anyway, he got into this quick draw stuff. And at one time, he was like number 5 in the world, okay, in quick draw with a handgun. And we would go out to the range, and that guy would pull out a 9mm with 16 shots in it, and Jesus Christ, he would just tear that place up. Then drop that clip, put another clip in, and finish the rest of the combat course, you know. And I mean, and he did it so fast, it was just unbelievable to me, you know. And for me, you know, I mean, my dad raised us to you know, he hunted when he was in North Carolina, and when he took us out to California, he would take us out to Kettleman City, and we'd go out there and shoot jackrabbits and birds and this kind of crap, you know. But he taught us how to shoot and taught us how to be hunters when we were kids, you know. And I always liked doing it. It was a lot of fun, you know.
No, I enjoy it too. I have a blast with it, and it's really great because I get to meet a lot of new people getting into the sport of it. And obviously, I'm just doing it to be plinking and having fun.
Yeah.
So it's really is, and I've seen a lot of those speed shooters myself. I've actually got to meet some pretty famous people.
Yeah.
In that whole scene as well.
You know, I got into bow hunting. Have you ever bow hunted?
I have, yeah. I've actually taken a couple of bucks doing that. I don't do it as much because my forearms, I like to smack my forearms, a rookie move, and I did that one too many times and broke my bow one time.
We used to go bow hunting all the time, you know, and one time we flew down to Catalina Island and went and hunted wild boar with bows, okay? And I'll never forget, I shot this one and pissed him off, man, and he came after us, okay? And I shot him like 3 times with arrows, you know what I mean? It wasn't doing crap. So finally this one guy pulled out his rifle and just killed it, you know? So, but I mean, you know, I had 3 arrows sticking to that thing, and all it was doing is pissing him off, you know? So,
It's drilling's an amazing thing. Sometimes I've shot some deers and they've taken off running for miles.
Yeah.
I hunted an alligator when I was down in Florida, and that was a
Do okay, on your stream, do you have some people who have helped you with your stream, maybe helped you with some artwork, maybe made donations, maybe just be there every single day for you? Maybe they're moderators, something like that. But if I'd like to just give you the opportunity to give them all a shout out.
Yeah, I've got a few people I've got some that's been with me since the beginning. I've got one, her name's Dragon. She's been with me probably since the start of my stream. The very first game I ever streamed, I bumped into her in the game, just started talking to her, and she's been with me ever since. And then I've got Eurode, who's a guy who's been helping me a lot with my artwork. He's one of my first moderators. I don't actually have any moderators except for him, so he's gotten started. Then I've got a crew, just a crew of them that come in every night. It doesn't even matter what's going on. They come in, they hang out, and they're there every night. Max Nyquil's one of them. Boros is one of them. Khaleesi, MMO Hippie Chick. There's a list of them that just come back night after night. John Pock 88. And these are just great people that I've got to meet and really get to know them and play these games with them. And that's the beauty of an MMO.
Yeah.
They build their character a certain way, and it works together where you can just get a team of people and go out. That's why I just absolutely love it.
Well, I just wanted you to get a chance to shout out some of the people that help you, you know what I mean? Because too often they never get mentioned, and we're making you look like the good guy today. I'm just kidding. You are the good guy. You know I'm joking. I'm just curious. On my talk show this morning, we were talking about some things, and do you believe in UFOs?
Me personally, not so much. No, I don't really get too much into the conspiracy theories. I don't bat too much of an eyelash at it. I'm sure there's got to be something out there. There's no way that our one little planet's the bee's knees of everything in our big, massive galaxy that we have.
So you do believe that there's, aliens somewhere, right?
There has to be something out there besides just us.
Yeah.
We can only see so much of the space, with how much we've invested into it.
Yeah. Now, what's the guy's name that is making the Rocket X or whatever it is, and he also makes the Tesla car?
Oh yeah, he recently just got into some hot water not too long ago. He's no longer with Tesla.
Oh, okay.
What is his name?
Anyway, if he called you up and said, "We want you to be one of the people to go to Mars," okay? Would you go?
I'd ask him if there's a weight limit on that shuttle.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know how he's talking about doing it, commercialized, you know what I mean, where they're going to be actually giving people rides as entertainment, up into outer space and blah, 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 blah. Have you heard that?
Yeah, there actually is a couple of guys that are billionaires that are in that. His name's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Is his name.
Right.
And I don't think I'd be the first one to go up there. Definitely don't want to be the lab rat going up there in the trial, shuttle.
So you'd tell him no, right?
Yeah, on the first few trips, sign me up for down the road. Sure, maybe. I wouldn't mind to see it.
Yeah.
I've always liked space. I've loved spaceship games.
Yeah.
I played a game called EVE Online for years, and I just love space. One of my favorite shows of all time is a game or show based on space. It's actually Space Cowboys. It didn't last but a season, but it's still a super popular show.
Yeah. Wasn't there a movie like that too? I forget. Aliens versus Cowboys or something.
Yeah, the one I'm actually talking about is called it's a series called Serenity. Well, the movie's called Serenity, and the series was called Firefly. And I really loved it. It just didn't last that long. Fox kind of put it under the table real quick. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
But you got like Star Trek, and that's been out for years. Star Trek's been around for years.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Well, if one of my buddies was here, he'd tell you that he saw me run from an upstairs attic one time pretty quick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of old farmhouses here in Kentucky, and we probably have one of the quote unquote most haunted places, in the U.S. In Louisville, actually, There's a really haunted place there that you can actually go and spend the night. It was a hospital at one point, and they kind of converted it, and a lot of people go there. I've
Wow.
seen a lot of big guys that are bigger than me and more intimidating than me take off running a lot quicker than I ever could.
Wow. So you do believe in them, huh?
I do. I feel that there's got to be something going on there.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I mean, it's a. You talk to some people and they say, "Oh, I saw ghosts and I've actually talked to ghosts," and then other people say, "Hell no, I don't believe in that bullshit." So we were just curious. You know what I mean? The idea of being here tonight is to get to know Raydoss. You know what I mean? Find out who he is and where he's coming from and just the whole thing and so I like to ask some kind of crazy questions like that.
No, I'm fine with it. That's a great question. If anybody's ever curious, though, the place that I'm talking about is called Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Actually, I've seen something on TV about it, and
I can guarantee you won't see me spending the night there.
Yeah. Well, don't they say nobody ever has? They all say they will, and then before the night's out, they come out.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too many wrinkledy old boards in there making noises for me.
Yeah. What kind of work have you done in your life?
I've hung drywall for a living. I was an electrician for a little while. I've been a painter. I've worked at Walmart. My current profession is I sell guns for a living.
All right. Now, if you get your dream job, okay, is it going to be streaming or is it going to be something else?
Well, for me, if it could be a dream job and this is what I could do, sure, this would be amazing. I would love this just simply because I like talking to people to begin with.
Yeah.
Sure, it doesn't hurt if you're getting paid to do it too. But, for me, what got me hooked into starting playing games was an uncle of mine who brought our family together while playing video games, basically. We all started playing EverQuest, the original EverQuest together as a family. And it was a blast, and it got me hooked ever since.
I played EverQuest too. I never played EverQuest, but I did play EverQuest too. And that damn thing really does go on forever, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, you can sink hours into that.
Yeah.
And it'd be just like you in RuneScape. I mean, you can put years into it.
Yeah. I put 13 into it, So,
that's quite a few.
yeah, 27,000 hours. That's what they told me, okay? So,
Wow.
and that's just on one of the 6 characters I have, So it's pretty bizarre. I know it's an obsession, but I'll tell you what else is. Gaming for me is a great time killer, So.
Oh, yeah. This is my getaway.
If I wasn't streaming, then I would really be sitting around the house just bored as hell all the time, and or at least if I wasn't playing RuneScape, I would, or I'd find a different game. But you get the point. So for me, it's been a great time killer, and also it's been the most fun I've ever had in my whole life. So
I agree.
So I met so many nice people, made so many friends that. People who I really look forward to meeting and hanging out with and doing stuff, If you could go back in time and meet any historical person, okay, what person would you want to go back and meet?
Any person at all, huh?
I don't care if it's George Washington or if it's Abraham Lincoln or if it's Mahatma Gandhi. Who would you want to meet?
Well, I think for me personally, I would go back and I would like to meet William Wallace. I always fascinated by what they went through and what he did for his country. And obviously he went out a bad way and was killed a bad way, but he was, publicized for it and his people stood up and sure enough, they got their independence.
Yeah, that's true. So you'd want to meet him. All right. Cool.
I would. I would think it would just be really cool to see that.
I bet he was nothing like Mel Gibson, though.
I wouldn't say he was nothing like Mel Gibson.
Yeah. So, well, So today, if you could just meet any person that you wanted to meet, who would you want to actually meet?
That's still living.
Yeah, today. Right now.
It's funny to say it, but I think I would really like to just meet and pick his brain. I would like to hear Bill Nye the Science Guy. I really think I grew up watching him as a kid.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of developed into more of an adult version, and I just really enjoy it. He's always, anything he's doing is trying to better mankind and better us for the future, for your kids to grow up in the same kind of place that he grew up in.
Yeah. Now, what's your 3 favorite TV shows?
3 favorite would be Firefly would definitely be one of my all-time favorites. I've always loved that show. I wish it didn't get canceled so early. MASH was my next favorite one. I used to watch MASH all the time, and it's just one that I grew up watching with the family members. And then last would probably be How I Met Your Mother. I always really liked that. It was really funny to me.
Yeah, yeah. All right, cool. Now, what are your 3 favorite movies?
That's going to be easy for me. Easy ones. It's going to be Tombstone, the movie Tombstone, which is a good Western movie.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Big Jake. Right? Yep, Kurt Russell, Samuel Elliott, Val Kilmer, Bill Paxton.
Yeah. Big Jake was John Wayne.
Big Jake was John Wayne. That was probably one of my favorite ones for him. And then Gladiator with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got to tell you, I love all 3 of those movies. I really do. Big Jake is my favorite. Now,
by far.
Now, to be honest, I don't really like the. I enjoyed watching the second half of the movie, but I really just love the first part. I like. Nobody wants to see the kid get kidnapped, but anyway, the kid gets kidnapped, and then they pan off to, and there's John Wayne sitting up on the mountain watching the sheep herder getting hung. You know what I mean? And he rides on down, and everybody he meets says, "I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead." Yeah, not hardly. Yeah.
That was a great actor. I think my favorite scene was when he first met his first son and knocked him off his butt. And knocked him into the mud.
Yeah,
because he called him daddy.
Yanked him off that horse, and he said, "You can call me a son of a bitch. You can call me Jake. You can call, but if you ever call me daddy again, we're going to finish this."
Yeah.
People used to come on here all the time and mess with me and call me daddy. So I cut out a little clip from that, and said the part where he said, "That's why I know it so well." Okay, he said, "You can call me this, you can call me that, you can call me a son of a bitch, but if you call me daddy again, we're gonna finish this fight." So I would play that clip when people would come on and call me daddy.
Absolutely love that part of the movie. It's just great.
So, but that's the part I like. I like it right up to where the sheriffs get hijacked. You know what I mean? And and their cars won't run anymore. And then Jake comes up and gives them some water, So
yeah, on his horse, yeah.
Because everybody had to eat crow, you know what I mean? I just love that part of it, So, boy, his wife sure was a bitch, huh?
That's an understatement, wasn't it?
Yeah, damn. No wonder he left, So
I don't blame him there.
Yeah. So, what did you like so much about Gladiator? I like the first 10 minutes of that movie, and I could do without the rest of it. You know what I mean? That fight scene at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, when they're in the fighting the barbarians.
Yeah, before the jerk backstabs him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now that opening scene where he tells about it and his command and his signal, unleash hell.
Yeah,
that's an amazing scene. I really like that movie. The whole principle of it, drawing it in, he gets backstabbed by Joaquin Phoenix's character. But, the setup of that movie was really good. At that time, I think that was a different Russell Crowe we were seeing too.
Yeah.
It won a lot of awards. Another movie of mine that I would have probably threw up there was Sling Blade.
Yeah.
I've probably watched Sling Blade so many times. And when I first watched that movie, I never even knew Billy Bob Thornton was in it
Yeah.
because his character was just hidden that well.
Well, well, it's funny you mentioned Billy Bob Thornton because he had a part in your other third favorite movie,
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yep.
Yeah, and boy, he sure was fat in that compared to any other movie I've ever seen him in.
Again, yeah, that's another one of those movies where you just wouldn't know it was him. Like, I had to watch it a few times. The first time I seen Kurt Russell, tell him, "All right, youngster, out you go," and he grabbed him by the ear and drug him.
So that was funny. He was in another movie, which is my favorite, Armageddon. Okay.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, and he was great in it too. You know what I mean? He really was. So I mean, but that's another movie where they had like 30 really great guys. You know what I mean?
And they all supported each other super well.
Yeah. Just The Godfather was my all-time favorite movie for a long time, and then I
love mobster movies too.
Yeah, I started watching Armageddon, and I really liked it a lot. You know what I mean? And then I'll go back to The Godfather, will be my favorite, and I'll watch about a half hour of it and go, God, I've seen this thing 50 times. Why am I watching this thing? But I just love it. So life's weird. So and then I'll say, well, screw all this shit. I'm going to go play some RuneScape. So. I mean, that's really the reason I wanted to start streaming, because my life was kind of boring. I'd seen Breaking Bad. I'd seen every one of the Breaking Bads like 30 times. You know what I mean? So
that movie or that series was really great too. A lot of people loved it. And
yeah.
They're supposed to be doing a standalone movie of that coming out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I probably, I just retired. And Breaking Bad was like in its 8th or 9th year or whatever the hell it was. But and the cable TV service that I had, you could go back and watch all the old ones, So I would just sit and watch like a whole season in one day, you know what I mean? And then watch a whole season the next day. And, and I did that with all kinds of stuff on TV, because when I was working, I really didn't have time to go check all that stuff out, if that makes sense, right?
No, I completely understand that and know exactly where you're coming from. Usually on my vacations when I catch up on TV.
Did you like being a carpenter, or did you like being an electrician, or did you like being drywall, or?
Drywall, no. I absolutely found a passion that I hate drywall.
Yeah.
I absolutely would never do it again, even if I owned my own house. I would pay somebody to come do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated the sanding of the drywall. Most people say the hanging was hard, but for me, I'm a pretty tall guy. I just held it up there and drilled it off. The sanding was the worst thing. You come out pitch white from all the dust, blowing it out of your nose, and I'll never do it again. The electrician job, I absolutely love being an electrician. Unfortunately, it was during the time when the housing market kind of dropped out, and so I kind of had to give it up and move on to greener pastures.
Yeah. Now, were you into buying some property and building a house? Did you ever think about like speculating or?
It's funny because my dad and me probably should have done that. My dad did construction work to the day he couldn't do it anymore.
Uh-huh.
He was a lead punch-out technician for a company that was a real big company in this area. And he'd been there forever. And he knows just about any of it. So it was something that me and him probably could easily done. The little small town I'm from, there is one guy there, and he has, I think, probably about 90-something rental properties. He's basically a millionaire in our little town.
Cool. Well, you still look like you got plenty of time left. You know what I mean? What the hell? You're a youngster, and how old are you?
I'll be 32 this year.
Now, I'm just curious, are you a dog or a cat person?
I'm a dog person.
You got any dogs?
I don't. My apartment would cost me an arm and a leg to have an animal.
I see. So they would charge you all kinds of stuff for it?
Oh, yeah. You pay them a down payment of like $600 for a pet deposit, and then it's another $60 every month on your rent, and it's just not worth it.
Are you a car, a truck, or a van person?
I have a truck.
Cool. I always
Ford
liked
Ranger
vans.
for years.
I don't have a van, but I've had several. I always liked vans a lot, because I used to like to go places all the time. And one cool thing about a van is you can always just pull it over and crawl back in the back and go to sleep.
My dad actually had one of the old '70s decked out vans, had the shag and carpet in it, and
Uh-huh.
a bed, the full bar. He had a custom grill and bumper on it in front of it. Called it the Midnight Rider.
Yeah. So,
Showed me pictures of it.
there was a time where I had a little foam pad back there in case I ever had to do that, and a couple of blankets and a pillow. But that's the only extent I ever got that far into it. But so and I used to take the seats in the back out and put them in the garage, so that I only had two seats and I didn't have to haul a whole bunch of assholes around with me all the time. You know what I mean? So I only got two seats, guys. Hey, no, it's too dangerous. You're sliding around there in the back.
That's one of the beauties of my truck too. I only got the front bucket seat on it.
Yeah.
I guess one of the downside of having a truck, everybody knows you got one. You become everybody's friend when it's moving day.
Hell yeah. Now, do you sit around and watch Twitch sometimes?
I do, yeah. No, when I'm not streaming, I usually I pick somebody at random sometimes, and I'll host their channel, or I'll just go and watch some of my followed channels that I follow.
Cool. Now, do you have some favorite streamers out there that are streaming right now? I don't mean this minute. I mean in general. Okay.
Like I said, I still watch Swifty occasionally. He hasn't been doing a lot with WoW kind of dying out. Mm-hmm. I used to watch Deltius Gaming, but he stopped out and became a dad, and so he no longer does it. Just doesn't have the time. Obviously, I don't even play RuneScape, and I just came across your all stream, and I've been watching you all for months now.
Eric and Will and myself, we really like you, and we're really happy about having you as a friend. Okay, so I just want to make sure you know that.
Oh yeah, it's right back at you too.
Hey, a lot of people in our chat like you and think you're a great guy, and they might not say it when you're around. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean. People have a tendency to, but I know privately I've had a ton of people say, hey, that Raydoss is really a good dude, man. I went over and checked his channel out, and he's a good streamer and he's a great gamer, and so I just want to let you know, I probably know 20 or 30 people that just think the world of you, and
that's why I like your community so much. There's no toxic stuff going on. Everybody's just chatting to have a good time.
Yeah, and joking and keeping joking too. You know what I mean? A civil. There are a lot of people in there and joke. I don't joke too much, but or you know what I mean. I don't horse around. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in our chat that horse around, but they do it in a civil manner, and that's a real important thing.
And they know when to throw in the towel and stop too.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm just curious. How many computers have you had since you've
Since I've started streaming?
Nah, just in your life,
I got my first computer. I begged. My dad's one of those people that always used to tell me he doesn't need a computer to drive a nail. So he never was into technology. I never had any gaming consoles. I begged and finally got this really junky computer. This thing was built from some basement, it looked like, back when RAM was in megabytes instead of gigabytes.
Yeah.
And I was able to get this thing up and running and play a game, a mud game, which is a type-based game, no pictures. You typed everything you wanted to do, called Fandra. And that was my first experience with my first computer. Since then, let's see, I'd say I probably had maybe 5 computers now.
Uh-huh.
And
Cool.
the last 2 I built with a buddy of mine.
Can you give us an idea of what kind of specs you use now?
Yeah. My newest computer right now is probably my best one. Of course, now it's a couple of years behind, obviously. I'm actually getting my specs up on here. I've got it on my Twitch channel.
All right, cool.
So right now I'm running, as far as the CPU goes, I've got an i7 6700K.
Mm-hmm.
The video card I'm using is a NVIDIA GeForce 1060 6 gigabyte.
Yeah.
I'm using 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. I've got a ASRock Z270 Pro 4 motherboard. It's got the new M.2 SSDs in it, solid state drives, so it's pretty good. The webcam I use is a C920 Logitech.
Yeah.
The Logitech mouse that I use is a gaming 300S. Up until recently, I was using a Razer Kraken Pro, but as you can see in the behind me, I have a green screen, and that headset was green. So now I've switched over to these Logitechs that I'm using that I haven't put in there yet, but they're like 420 Logitechs.
Yeah.
And then the microphone I use is a Blue Yeti Professional.
Cool. You know, you have almost exactly the same computer that Will's using. I mean,
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, he has the 1060. He has the i7. You know, so now
Great minds think alike, right?
yeah, and you know, it was heating up, so I put a water cooler in it. You know, and not heating up, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like the heat is the worst enemy. So if you can keep them cool, then they're going to last longer for you. You know.
Oh yeah, no, that's the worst struggle, especially with streaming too.
Yeah.
'Cause that's just going to bore your processor down even more, and your video card, and you're just going to have to make sure that you've got the proper cooling in there, else you're going to run into issues really.
Right. I mean, I think that computer only runs at like 30%. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But it just gets, you know, like those damn things, they get hot no matter what anybody says or thinks, you know what I mean? So we ended up putting a water cooler in it just for that reason. Now, am I saying, gee, it got up to 90 degrees? No, okay, but with computers, you know, if they start getting up to 40 or 50 degrees, that's not a good thing, you know?
That's when parts start failing too, and it's
Yeah.
just going to cost you more money anyway. I've actually never done anything with the water cooling. I'm still using the old fan technique, but I would really think about it because on my next build, it'll probably go that way.
Well, it was easy to put in, and it really did a great job for it, you know what I mean? Brought the temperature way down.
Oh yeah, they say it's amazing.
Now, what did you say you like to use as far as a mouse goes?
I'm using a Logitech G300S. So it's one of their gaming series mouses. It's nothing crazy, not like some of these mouses.
Yeah.
You know, some of them got like 8 to 12 buttons on them. This thing's just got 4 little buttons on the top that are extra right next to the left and right click. And that's enough for me.
Yeah, I understand. And what kind of monitors do you have?
As far as monitors go, that's my next investment because I'm using 2 basic hand-me-down monitors, 2 HP monitors that were used on other builds. These things are old. One's a Z display. This thing's like a $50 monitor, if that. They're both. One's a 22-inch and one's a 20-inch. HP 2159M. They're old monitors. Nothing really to talk about. My next investment's going to be a couple of monitors, and I think I'm going to get a third monitor too because with the streaming, it's kind of handy to have an extra monitor just for chat.
Yeah, I went out and I bought these monitors. They're BenQ, and
Yeah, I actually was looking at that because I saw your specs on them.
yeah, and I bought 3 of them. Okay, and put them on one computer that we had, and. At the time, I paid like $228 each, okay? And I liked them so much, I came back to buy them again, and the price had dropped to like $170 each, okay? And right now, somebody told me the other day that they were going to go buy them because I had recommended them, you know, and they got them for $150 a piece, okay? And
Oh, nice.
yeah, but I liked them so much, I went back and bought 6 more. That's how much I liked them, you know.
Well, it sounds like I ain't got to worry about getting new monitors. You got an extra computer with them already right there.
Yeah, I do, you know. So I have 3 of them, you know what I mean? 3 different setups, you know. And then I have another computer that I use just for making videos, and then I have another computer that if a friend comes by or something, they can sit down and game with us on it. Now, it wouldn't be good for streaming, but it's real good for gaming. You know what I mean? So.
That makes sense. I had an extra one too. My rig I had before this one, I had it for the longest time, and my little brother's computer burned out on him, so I gave it to him. So now I'm just stuck with the one right now.
So when it comes to Twitch as a business, what do you like the best about them, and what do you like the worst about them?
So with me just getting into the actual business side of it, I really like the way that they're actually divvying things up. I think it's really nice of them to let us use their platform and split everything with us 50-50. That's really cool to me, like the subscribers and everything, the bits, all that's really cool. As big as they are, they could easily take a bigger portion of that. Now, the thing I don't like, because I really want to give this to my community, is more emotes. I love the new setup that they're going with, where they give you a lot more emotes to give to the community, but I kind of wish you could start off with more than just 3, and meaning 1 for each tier. I really wish they would give us more to start in the first tier, because I love using my emotes. I love them using in your channel. You know, somebody donates, somebody subscribes.
Yeah.
I love just sitting there spamming that stuff with them. I get into that with them, and they really enjoy it. I've got one right now that's an RIP. It's a Raydoss RIP, and it just says RIP. It's got my little character, and my eyes are X'd out.
Yeah.
And anytime I die in a game, my guys are just sitting there ready to spam that on me.
Yeah.
And it's all for fun, but I love that part of it.
Hell yeah. You know, I feel the same way. You know what I mean? That's the emotes I just absolutely love, and
they're just good fun.
And like you said, hell, I wish I got more of them. You know what I mean? You know what I like? One of the things that they've done recently is it used to be that technically you waited 75 days before you got paid a penny. So, like for an example, on the 1st of January, if somebody donated $100 to you in bits. Okay, or somebody bought, you know, a bunch of subscriptions and donated them to you. Okay, technically you would have waited 75 days before you got that money. You know, now
I don't know that new change.
Yeah, they just recently changed it. They cut 30 days off that wait, so that made it a lot nicer in my opinion. You know,
especially for me, because I'm not afraid to say it. I got my first payday from Twitch finally.
Yeah.
This is the first month that I've ever made anything on Twitch. My community helped me get there. These guys were pushing for it. I kept telling them, you know, you don't have to do it. I've been doing it eating without getting paid from Twitch. Yeah. I'm just doing it to have fun. But these guys pushed and pushed and pushed, and they got me over that threshold, and I actually got my first payday.
Well, you know, like if you've been doing it for a long time, then it really doesn't matter. Okay. I mean, whether you wait 1 day or you wait 75 days, because you know you're going to get paid once a month no matter what, and that's that, okay? But but I always thought it was a tragedy that they made new people wait that long, you know? And then a lot of times your first month, you don't make the minimum $100. So, you know, of course, that means that they don't give you anything that month, and it carries over to the next one. So now you might be waiting 105 days before you get anything, you know? And that's bizarre, you know. You understand what I mean by that, right? It's
oh yeah, no. Coming from me being a new streamer,
yeah.
Like I said, this is my first, and I started a while back now too. It's been months,
yeah.
And this is my first time getting paid from them. So it was really nice, you know. 15 days after the month, they already deposited it in my account. You know,
right.
It was,
which technically is 45 days, right?
Yeah.
If you got money on the first, if somebody donated money to you on the first, you know.
Yeah.
So now, what streaming platform do you use? I use XSplit.
I'm using Streamlabs OBS.
Okay. You know,
and the only reason why I jumped onto that was because somebody out of, you know, just helping me was just like, here, sit down, let's do this, and I'll show you.
Yeah. I really have a hard time with it. But I started with XSplit, and I've always done XSplit. But, you know, I thought about trying to use OBS just on Tonystalkshow, you know? Because I thought it might be nice to have two platforms, know how to use them, know how they work, da-da-da-da-da. And man, I'm telling you, OBS was really complicated for me compared to XSplit. You know, I had a hard time. Never could get it to work. So.
And their app, they've added a lot to it. Once I've got into it now and I see all the stuff with it,
Yeah.
there is a lot you can do, and it can be really crazy. Because there's a new guy that was been with my channel for a while. He just decided he wanted to start streaming, so I've been working with him, trying to teach him everything I know already, what I picked up, getting him up and running. And it's when he first picked it up, he was just like, "Holy crap, what am I getting myself into?"
Yeah. I had a hard time trying to be able to use a camera. I had a hard time assigning the camera to the actual whatever, you know what I mean? And I know on XSplit it's the simplest thing in the world. It's probably the simplest thing in the world on OBS too, but I never could figure it out. Now, don't get me wrong. I spent 30 minutes on it, okay? It's not like, I spent weeks and weeks and weeks. And I figured later on when I had more time, I would just ask somebody, but you get my point, so.
And for just my quick help, if anybody's wanting to get into streaming and they want to use OBS loads up pre-generated themes. Find one you like, install it, and it'll put everything just basically slapped onto your screen for you in just a random layout. And then you can go in and tweak it and move it around to your.
One of the things I really like about OBS is they're hooked up with Streamlabs. So, everything just falls in place. You know what I mean? Everything, literally, okay?
Yeah, it's really nice, and they have a lot of supporting features through the fact that they're with Streamlabs like that.
Yeah. Well, Streamlabs helps you with your donations, helps you, figure out how many views you're getting. And, they just do everything for you, and it's all on one page, you know what I mean? And the best part about it is it's all free,
Yeah, it is. It's every bit of it's free. I've not had to pay them for anything.
Yeah.
There are a few things that they would do if I wanted to pay them that would basically be more pushing my stream for me. But for the most part, what they're doing for free is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Just like you were saying with Twitch, the bottom line is you can sit and stream forever, and you don't have to become an affiliate. You don't have to get paid. You know what I mean? You could just do it all for free for as long as you want, forever. You know what I mean? And they won't make a penny, and they still want you on there, and they still let you use their service. And
use your platform to meet your friends.
Yeah. So the whole thing's really kind of neat, I think.
I absolutely love it. Every time somebody subscribes to me or follows the channel or does a donation, I don't get many of those, but when they do it, I always tell them thanks for supporting Twitch. I think you do it too.
Yeah,
thanks
I do.
for supporting my channel, and thanks for supporting Twitch.
Because, it provides a platform for a lot of, they call them content creators, but, and I think they're actors, they're entertainers, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of these young kids get on here and they give it a try. Now, they don't, they get on there thinking they're going to be the next, ninja or something, okay? And it doesn't work out for them. But, they got to experience this and experience that, and they learned this and they learned that. And it's the kind of stuff that's going to carry over when they're an adult, and it's going to really help them a lot, in my opinion, So,
well, yeah, especially when like a media job somewhere, they can say, on their resume, I was a content creator.
Yeah. But and they learn people skills too, one way or another, they're going to learn those, okay?
And you definitely got to have that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a good way, you're still going to get somebody coming and having some communication with you.
Yeah, absolutely, So, but, when you first start out, everybody experiences it. You sit there your first day, and you're lucky if you get one or two people that pop in to say hello to you, And
sometimes you just get those lurkers that just sit in there and watch and don't say a word.
Yeah, and you're sitting there going, please say hello. Please say, go to hell. Please say anything,
Just calling me ugly. That'll be fine.
Yeah, and you got to just keep talking and talking, and you don't even know if anybody's really even listening, It's and then
that's one of my struggles, sitting there talking to myself, basically.
Mm-hmm. But and just in case somebody pops in,
Yeah.
So,
Because, I mean, sometimes I won't be paying attention that I got an extra viewer there. I'll just be in the zone of the game, and,
yeah.
I'll forget that there's even people over there sometimes because they're not saying anything. So it can be difficult to keep the volume of the Twitch channel going and the stream going in a way to keep people wanting to come and hang out.
Absolutely.
When people aren't wanting to communicate back with you, it's really hard. That's why I like the group of people I've got. They're great. They jump in my Discord with me most of the time. They just sit there and have a good time.
Yeah. What was the first game you ever played?
The very first game I ever played, as far as on a PC, was Phandra. As far as on a console, it was Duck Hunter.
Right on. Now, is there any game that's coming out in the future that you're really looking forward to?
Yes. There's a new game that's coming out that reminds me a lot of EverQuest, which obviously my family and I got together, and that was one of the big first MMOs I ever played.
Mm-hmm.
That's Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Brad McQuaid is actually one of the big guys that made EverQuest, and he's got backings in this game. He's pretty much the front runner in this game. It's all crowd supported, so they're wanting to bring it back to that old school roots of a game, not just hold your hand and showing you everything. They want you to go out and feel the universe and get a feel for your character, make those decisions on your own.
Cool. Now,
so I'm really pumped for that.
I'm looking forward to August 27th because that's the first day of Vanilla WoW.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with that going on right now. A lot of people that are in the testing phases of that. That's what I'm hearing a lot of is WoW talks.
Now, no matter what, I'll always play RuneScape, and I'll always, do my little 6-hour stream on RuneScape. But I'd like to do some other stuff too,
Oh, that's me. I've got a list.
Or maybe every Sunday, or something like that. You know what I mean? And then 6 days a week, I'll just keep doing the RuneScape thing.
Yeah, and I had hoped that they would bring WoW back because I wanted to do something like WoW Wednesday, and where I play WoW on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I play Final Fantasy 14, so I was thinking Fridays I'd play Final Fantasy Fridays.
Yeah.
So
sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, I would mix it up some.
Sounds like you got some good ideas and some good plans, and sounds like your channel is really going to take off, and I think that's cool as hell.
Even if it doesn't, I still got a group of people that I love playing with every night.
Yeah.
I meet new people every night, jump in. The new players that are coming from WoW that don't play it anymore, wanting to know what they need to do in this game. Because when you first jump into Elder Scrolls, it's just, you're blown away by the content of how much space there is in the game. Mm-hmm. It's a huge map. A lot of expansions, a lot of DLCs you're jumping into, and there's even more coming. So we're taking brand new people to this game. We're bringing them in, giving them a guild, setting them up, getting them ready to go, teaching them what they need to do to get them started. Yeah. And then once they get going, if they need help further than that, we'll get them going. We'll help them make gear. We'll help them learn how to craft.
Sounds like fun to me. No kidding, Ray.
Yeah. And we go out and we farm bosses until they get geared up. And it's fun for us because we're getting experience and we're getting paid too. And they're getting a brand new set of.
Yeah. This interview has really been a lot of fun. I've had a good time bullshitting with you and getting to know my friend. I can't thank you enough for coming on here and being on the show with me. And you're just a really great guy. And the more I sit and visit with you, hell, I could sit and visit with you for the next 10 hours. Okay.
You get the gift of gab, man. That's what it is.
You're a good guy. No kidding, you are. And you're fun to talk to, and you're fun to watch on Twitch. And I love watching your stream. I said that at the beginning, and I mean it with all my heart sincerely, So basically, all good things come to an end, but I need two things from you. I need a commitment that in 6 months from now, you're going to come back and you're going to tell me how great things are going on your stream. You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
I told you I was in it for the long haul, so I guarantee I'll be back in 6 months.
All right.
And then I'll be back another 6 months after that if you'll have.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, you're always welcome, and I hope you know that, Now, also, I was hoping that I could get you, before we sign out here, I could get you to do a big Yahoo with me. You know what I mean?
I'd love to. I always try to do it when you come over and raid the channel.
Yeah.
Not sure I'm doing it as good as you, but I'll try.
Hey, I mean, you're as good as it gets, let me tell you, my friend. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yahoo! Hell yeah! This is Tony's Talk Show. We've been here for the last hour with Raydoss. He's a great guy. He's a streamer. He streams Wednesday through Sunday. He starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and he goes until he passes out. And he plays Elder Scrolls. And you guys could all do me a huge favor by going over to his channel, giving him a follow. The next time he logs into stream, go check him out, watch his show. Who knows, learn something about Elder Scrolls. And if you already know how, all about Elder Scrolls, hop in there and play with him, okay? Ray, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for being a great guy. And you have a great evening, okay, buddy?
Thank you so much, Tony. I couldn't be more happier to be here. Thank you. Thank RS Glory and Gold, Will, and Eric. You guys are great. Every time I jump in there, you meet me with a warm welcome.
Hey, you're one of the nicest people to ever come in our channel. Thanks a lot, buddy. Hey, have a great night. Thanks for being on the show again. And I believe that we're going to be airing this video Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And I hope that you'll be in the chat with us, watching the show when it does go live. Thanks for everything. I wouldn't miss it
for the world.
All right, buddy. Thanks for everything, and have a great night. Yahoo!
Have a great night, Tony. Yahoo!
Yahoo! Yahoo!